Yo, 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 what's up? This is Jeremy from J Innovation Garage in the Peach capital of the state, baby. Hold on one tight. Hold on 1 second. I gotta get something. Hollywood, what's wrong with you, Hollywood? All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. What's everybody doing today? What's everybody up to today? I wonder where 87 SS Boy's at. He ain't posted a video in about 5 days. He must be slacking. He must be sleeping. He must be doing something. Must be doing something. I didn't even do it. Yo, 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 what's up? This is John from J Innovation Garage in the Peach capital of the state, baby. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Holly, hush. That's the way I feel. All right. One more time. I ain't got nothing for you. Let's give it a minute, see if we can get some people in here. And then we'll get up after it. We'll get up after it. I'm in one of them moods today, man. I'm in one of them funky moods. Like, don't even feel like doing nothing. But it ain't gonna lick itself. I promise you. I tried. So, it is what it is. So, I wonder if AutoZone is gonna come through today with the other donut gasket for the 86. I wonder if that's gonna happen today. I'm not planning on being on here long today on this live. I'll show you just a little bit what I got going on, and then we'll go from there, and we'll just play it by ear to see how everything goes. So it's supposed to be 72 degrees today. Holly, hush. It's supposed to be 72 degrees today. And it's supposed to be 72 today. Ooh. So looking forward to that. So primed the motorcycle fiberglass bags yesterday. Y'all seen that. If you didn't, go back to the live yesterday. It's about 30 minutes long. Watch that. I waited till the sun got up over the tree line, the ridge, and then I rolled that stuff out. Actually, I left a little box fan on in the booth all night long with the vents open, so it's circulating fresh air. And that is the biggest problem that I get a lot of messages from folks. They say they have dieback, they have all kinds of problems, and then I asked them about their ventilation, and they say, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, it don't matter if you paint in this room. You don't have to have a paint booth. I mean, it's nice to have a paint booth, don't get me wrong. But if you're gonna cut and buff it anyway, it don't matter. I mean, it don't matter. You know, work with whatever you got to work with. You know what I mean? I mean, don't go in debt trying to go buy a $100,000 paint booth to paint a $500 car. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it just, just do whatever works for you. There's a lot of there's a lot of things on YouTube on how to build a paint booth and how to do this, and makeshift homemade paint booths. And there's nothing wrong with them as long as you follow some basic rules. So you got positive pressure, negative pressure, you got ventilation, you got intake, you got heat if you got heat, stuff like that. But nevertheless, but the problem is solvents gas out, right? So solvents gas out. That's why you smell paint, right? When you smell paint, that's what you're smelling, the solvents. They're coming out, right? So the solvents come out, and if they're in a room trapped up, then what happens is the solvents escape. They get up into the air inside. They get heavy with the oxygen in the air, and then they fall right back down on your panel. So what happens is that solvents lay right back on top of the other solvents, and then they kind of crust over, harden over. And then the solvents underneath are still trying to get out, and they can't get out, and then you start having problems. Blisters, solvent pop, dieback. Happens a lot in clear, a lot in clear. People clear stuff, and then they'll leave, and then they'll shut the door, and then they come back the next day and it looks like it's milky and it's cloudy. And the reason why is because that's what happened. The solvents went up, and then the solvents went down, it crusted over, it can't get out, right? So airflow. So when you get done, whatever you're doing, whenever you try to paint when it's above 68 degrees, because anything under 68 degrees temperature, ambient temperature, and temperature of the product, it could be 90 degrees in here, but if this is 60, the chemicals is not going to work. But nevertheless, try to keep it around 68 degrees if you can, and the substrate, what you're painting, if possible. If it's below 65, don't even paint anyway. Don't even mess with it, because the isocyanates, they stop working after a certain temperature, and they just won't never link up chemically. Chemically, mechanically, they just won't. So what I do is, yesterday after I got through priming those saddlebags, whatever you want to call them, I let the big fans run for about 30 minutes after the last coat. And then I shut the fans down, and then I got just a Walmart box fan that I set on the floor. I turn it on high, and I face it towards the product, the things that I just primed, and then just let the air flow. You're just letting the air circulate. You're just letting the air exchange itself, right? You're just letting it, it's constantly moving like this. And then you got fresh air coming in through the filters, so it's just constantly moving, So you don't have to have, you're less applicable to have any issues. Not saying that you won't, but you're just less applicable. What's up, Scoot? So I got those I keep on calling them bedsides. I got those, I don't know how far I can get out here without the service losing. It's warmer outside than it is in there, and the door's been open. So let me see how far I can get. All right, let me see. Right there, you see the bags? That's about as far as I can show you. See the bags there in the sun? And then this is what I've been working on this morning. So I'm waiting until about 1:30, about 1 or 1:30. See where that sun's at? All right. So we're still in wintertime, all right? So in wintertime, the sun runs that arch right there. It runs that arch right there in the sun, in the where it's at right now. All right. When it gets closer to spring in summer, that sun is going to move, and she's going to come over, right over that pine right there, and it's going to run right here all the way until it breaks behind those pines right there. By doing that, the shop is in full sun from like 10 o'clock on, and I mean, it gets warm. Now, this canopy right here, somebody asked me in one of my lives about solar panels. I had a company come out here a few years ago, and I might revisit that now since we got a new POTUS and stuff's changing. And man, I tell you what, it's just whatever. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. Stuff is changing, and it's changing for the best. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, and spiritually. I don't care what you say. I mean, it's my opinion, and if you got an opinion, I respect that. But at the end of the day, you know, we're all trying to reach the same goal. So they came out here and they measured this canopy, all right, for solar panels. And they said they can't give you 100% guarantee. They just can't, all right? But according to, he's like, man, you in a spot, ain't you? I said, yeah. He said, I can't guarantee 100%, but I can guarantee 99.9%. He said, you can make enough power between 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock to generate your shop. So the way it works is, it used to be back where if you made so much power and whatever you didn't use, you sold it back to the grid. You sold it back to the grid. Well, they changed that. So now, then, I don't know, they might have changed it back now. I'm just running on old information. They told me, they said, okay, let's say that I'm just going to throw some numbers out there. I'm not going to say that this is the right numbers. This is just to kind of give you an idea. They said, all right, let's say that you use 100 kilowatts a day of power, right? And you generate 500 kilowatts a day, right? I said, okay. He said, all right, so what happens is you use 100. You generate 500. So 1 from 5 is 4. So you got 400 kilowatts that's left over in reserve. I said, right. I said, so I sold that back to the power company. He said, no, they give you a credit. I said, okay. So let's say tomorrow I use 100, and then I made 500. And that keeps going on. You see where I'm going with it? So if I made 500 kilowatts every day for 20 days, let's just say 20 days, right? Because we don't have a lot of bad weather here. Say I made 500 kilowatts per day for 20 days. So you go 5 times 2, that's 10. Then add the other 2 zeros. Then you got what? You got that much kilowatts that's stored. Well, if I'm only using 100 a day, and in 20 days I've used 2,000, but I've generated 10,000, I got 8,000 to the credit. Make sense? So let's say we got some bad weather and it rains for 2 weeks and it's cloudy. Well, I'm not generating no power, but I got power on the reserve because I'm still hooked up to the meter. So it kind of cancels itself out, you know, washes it out, or, you know, rob Peter, pay Paul, you know, that saying. But here's the thing. So if you start on January 1 and you run to December 31st, and let's say at December 31st, I have a credit of 5,000 kilowatts on December 31st, on midnight, New Year's Day, it resets, and I lose all my reserve. I start back over. The clock resets back to 0. So I said, well, man, it would be, I said, if that's the way it works, and plus I wouldn't have a power bill, and then but I'd have a solar panel bill, and it was like $200 a month for like 5 years if I financed it through them. right? And then the life expectancy of those solar panels was like 30 years. It's like, okay, so like, all right, well, and I was like, I don't know. But he made a comment sitting right here underneath this canopy. He said, if somebody would have come up to you in 1995 and told you they would lock you in at gas prices as what you was paying in 1995, 98 cents a gallon, and they told you they would lock you into those prices for the next 30 years, would you have bought it? But it was going to cost you $20,000 to be locked in at that price. Would you have done it? I said, knowing what I know now, yeah, I'd have done it. Dude, I remember filling up my little 93 Toyota pickup truck and 87 octane up here at the end of the road at the gas station was like 90 cents a gallon. And I'm not that old. and I mean, I would be digging, I would save lunch money. You know, I worked, but when I got a job, I mean, I would save my lunch money, which lunch at school was $1.50 for lunch. So I would save my lunch money. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got $6.50. Little truck didn't hold but like 14 gallons. Man, I could fill that son of a gun up like nobody's business. But then I got a job. But nevertheless, you see the point. Point is, if I could have locked myself in, 3 or 4 years ago, then my power bill would have been, it'd have been locked in at $200 because I wouldn't have had a power bill because I'm paying on the solar panels. So I'm revisiting that now because I'm going to tell you right now, the power, Duke Energy, that's what I have, Duke Energy. The power has went up. They keep asking for raises and raises and raises and raises, and they keep going up, and they keep adding fees, and they keep adding fees, and they keep adding fees. I mean, like right now, my lights are on, and during the summer, I work most out here because it's sunlight, and I don't even run the lights in the shop. But from December 24th to January 24th, my power bill out in my shop was like $600 and some dollars. And it's just me by myself. Imagine if I had 4 people working here. I mean, and then somebody says, well, you're going to use the same amount of power. No, not necessarily. I mean, you got the compressor running, you got power tools, you got this, you got that, you got fans, you got radio. I mean, I'm just a one-man band. And I mean, my power bill was, over $600 and some dollars that I can remember. I know it hurt. I know between my shop and my house, it was $1,100 in a power bill that I paid. I just paid $1,100. So, nevertheless, I'm not complaining about it. I mean, it's the cost of doing business. It's like what I tell people, you got to pay to play, baby. You got to pay to play. I just trying to look at better ways to save money. So, if I could put solar panels up here and I'm locked in at a power bill for $200 for the next 20 years, because I don't have to, $20. If you just say, hey, look, your power bill is going to be $20 for the next 20 years. Sign me up, big dog. Sign me up. I mean, sign me up. Sign me up. Where Jay sign at? So, but anyways, that's enough of that. But let me show you what I got going on. So these are the Mustang bumpers. Let me get out of the sun so you can see. So these are E-coat. And normally, I don't even know if you can see them. Normally, I sand all the E-coat completely off. All right. I don't know where everybody's at. I think but 9 people on here. Scoot, you the only frequent flyer. I don't know where the rest of the guys are. But anyways, so I sanded these down with 320. Oh, actually, let me take that back. I took them out of the box. I washed them with wax and grease remover. Got all the contaminants off of them. Because you want to clean them before you sand them. Because if you sand them right out of the box, if there's any kind of stuff on them, you just impregnated it into the panel, right? So you wash them really, really good, wax and grease remover, right? And then I wiped them down, got them dry, and then I buzzed them down with a soft pad, 320 grit, right? And what I mean by a soft pad or an interface pad, so that is an interface pad. Now this one's wore out. You see how it's not consistent? So that's an interface pad. So it gives you a little bit of cushion, right? Because I don't need the hard pad. I don't Yeah, Scoot. I appreciate it, buddy. So I soft padded these with 320, and then I went over it with a green Scotch Brite. Make sure I got the corners and all. And yeah, there's there's metal showing. Now, you can do this several different ways. All right. Most of the time, people strip this E-coat off completely to bare bones and then epoxy it and then go from there, because it's a possibility, I've seen it, where this stuff gets stamped and somebody takes their bare hand and they touch this, right? And then you get electrolysis over it, which is E-coat. It's basically powder coat is what it is, electrolysis. And then there'll be surface rust underneath there. In this situation, he said it didn't matter. So we just buzzed them. I just buzzed them down. I'm going to put a very thin light of epoxy on these. Very thin light. I don't need build. I just need coverage. So I'm probably going to mix some CRE 921, which is black, and I'm probably going to mix it like 2 to 1 to 1.5. Because I just need coverage. I don't need build. Let that flash off, and then I'm going to single stage them. I think I got some single stage black. He wants some gloss black, so I am going to use some PPG single stage. And I'd have to look it up because I don't know what it mixes. I don't want to tell you wrong, but it is actually the single stage and the hardener and just a splash of reducer. Basically, what single stage is base coat, clear coat already. It's basically clear coat that's already tinted with the hardener is basically what it is. I'm having oatmeal and toast. Well, Zipper, let me tell you what I had for lunch. I had a big old piece of daggone red velvet cake, and I'm talking big, like the size of a red brick. And then I had 4 street tacos. So that's what I had. So, like I said, I'm going to put 921, which is black. And then I'm going to put probably 2 coats of single stage black. And I think I have medium hardener. So since I got medium hardener, that's like 85 to 95. No, told you wrong. It's 80 to 85 plus. I think I got medium hardener. So what I'll do is I'll kind of lie to it. I'll mix it like it's supposed to be mixed, but I'll put 70-degree reducer in it to kind of kick the chemicals down a little bit so it'll flash off. I'm probably going to hang these bumpers. I got chains that run left and right in the booth, so I'll probably hang these bumpers. I'll probably grab it on this back pin right here. Or I don't know yet. I wanna paint them hanging. If I can't get them to hang the way I want them to hang, I'll probably put them on some stands and wrap the stands up and stand them up like this, and put a piece of 1x6 or put a piece of 1x4 or something in there, or I might just go in there and take a 2x4. Cut the 2x4 and put 2 uprights on it. So, and then put it where it's standing it up like that. I don't want to paint it laying like that, and I don't want to paint it touching anything, because when I go to pick it up, it'll mess it up. So I need it suspended. So either I'll hang it from the chains, and if I can get it to hang where the hook's not going to be in the way, like if I hang it from this hook right here, if I hang it from that hole right there, because that's on the bottom, what it's going to do is the bumper is going to lean like this. It's going to lean. I don't want it to lean. I want it to stand straight up. Same thing with the back bumper. I want the back bumper to stand. I want it to stand straight up, if that makes sense. Man, I cannot get over how nice it is today, but it is super nice. All right, so once I get that done, I'm probably going to get on the Impala and try to get it off my lift. There's a few things I got to button up on it. I got the battery out right now, charging the battery. get it cranked up, get it off the lift, double check the brakes, make sure the brakes is good to go. I might even try that little tool that a subscriber sent me to see if it works out. So I had a subscriber. Let me see if I can put this up. I had a subscriber send me this, and it's nice. So basically, it's a motive product. So you put it over the master cylinder, you chain it down, put pressure on it, and then I think you put a little bit of air. You put a little bit of air to that. Just pressurize it a little bit and go from there. So probably what I'll do is I'll probably go down there in the mixing room to see if I got a regulator for a paint gun, because I don't use them. Screw that into that, and then put an air chuck on it, and then run up the air pressure like 2 psi. I don't need much. I just need a little bit, and put some air pressure on it, and the air will come through there. This rubber neoprene is pretty thick. Get that to seal to that, and then see if I can bleed the brakes. But I want to get those bumpers painted today because it's going to be such a nice day. And then it's supposed to be in the 60s the rest of the week. So if I don't get to the brakes today, I'll get to them tomorrow because I can handle it out there on that. What else? I need to call the parts store when I get off the, I was going to say, I need to call the parts store when I get off the phone with y'all. What am I doing with drink? I need to call the parts store to see if that other donut gasket come in. And then, my boy has changed the schedule up. He don't want to go to the gym. We don't go to gyms. But he wants to go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And we used to go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays. So now he wants to change it because of school work. He wants to go Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So there he is, Jonathan. I was hoping that somebody, look at her. Jonathan's name's in green, baby. It's in green. Winter, 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 chicken dinner. Green, green, green. So, that means this afternoon, if that other donut gasket's in, I'm gonna try to button up the exhaust off the manifold, and then I'm gonna see if the catalytic converter and screen just went black for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. So I'm glad. I was trying to see if anybody else would get on here. I wanted to see if anybody else got on here to see if it actually was fixed before I said, hey, it's fixed. And then somebody says, no, it's not fixed. So here's the deal. So everybody that's on here, I don't know if you can see, but I can see Jonathan 669 Garage. His name is in green. And the reason why his name's in green is because he went an extra level, and he has a membership to the channel, not a subscription. I mean, he is subscribed to the channel, but he also went a little bit further and took advantage of the membership program that YouTube is offering. I didn't even not know that was even a thing until Jonathan, Ray, JG, Mercedes-Benz, there's a few of them. Their names started popping up, and they were in color. They were in different colors, right? Like, and their little star site. And I had no idea what that was. I didn't know. I thought that was something they done on their end. I didn't know. So then somebody gave me a super thanks. And I don't even think they've ever been back to the channel, ever. They give me a super thanks. And a super thanks It's like $5.99, and I was blown away. And I was like, man, that is so freaking awesome, man. I appreciate that. That's not what this channel's about. I'm not trying to solicit any funds or any monetary. I'm not. But it is greatly appreciated. It really is. So he done that, and then I was like, wow. And then some time went on, and then up there at the top hand corner, I don't know if y'all can see it, but at the top hand corner, there is a ruby, Rubies, rubies. I didn't even know what that was. I went live, I think, when we was doing the C10 and the console and all that stuff, and somebody give me rubies. It says congratulations. It popped up on my screen. It says congratulations. And I'm like, what is that? It's rubies. And then I had no idea what that was. And then when I got to digging into it, it's like one ruby is 1 penny is what it is. So like a penny is 1 ruby. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. I appreciate it. You know, I mean, I found that after the fact. But then all of a sudden, since these guys have took the advantage to do the membership program, and YouTube set up the YouTube thing. So there's like level 1, level 2, and then level 3. And then level 1 is like 99 cents. Then level 2, don't quote me on this because I have to go back and look. Level 1's like 99 cents. Level 2's like $1.99, and then it says like there's like gold, I think, and I think it's like $5.99 or $4.99 or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to look, and that is like you get tech support, which is kind of crazy because I give tech support anyway. But the way they explain it to me, you get like one-on-one. So for example, let's say. So once let me get too far ahead. So when that happened, we went live. When I say we went live a couple times, and everybody was on here in different colors. And then all of a sudden, I think Jonathan or Ray or somebody says, "Hey man, I got an email or a message saying that my membership had been paused. What's going on?" And I'm like, I had no idea. So when it took forever to get a hold of somebody at Google. Then when I got a hold of somebody at Google, they told me that I needed to download the Studio app, which I downloaded the Studio app, and a lot of my questions was answered through the Studio app. And come to find out, since these guys took it upon themselves to go the extra mile to be a member, to have a membership to the channel, which is a total blessing. It's a total blessing. Google said I had to prove who I was. So I had to show them my driver's license. I had to give them my bank statements. And then I had to verify my address. And to verify my address, they physically mailed me a 10-digit PIN. I think it was 10-digit PIN. And they mailed it on January 20th, and it said it would take 2 to 3 weeks to get it. Well, it showed up yesterday. February 3rd, my birthday. It showed up yesterday. So when I checked the mail last night, it was here. So I went on last night and I put in that code and nothing happened. Nothing happened. And I'm like, what? Nothing happened. So I went back through Google. I had to go to Google's page. I had to go through Google. Once I got through all the headache of Google, I finally got to where I could chat, right? Finally, I got to chat with somebody, an online chat with somebody. And it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock last night. Someone running there. And then finally they said, what's the problem? I pretty much told them, blah, blah, blah. And they said, well, we have to have access to your channel. You have to give us your ID number. And I'm like, where the hell's that at? And then they told me where it was at. So I had to go find that. I got that. I copied the link. I put it in the chat. The person said, I'll be back. And then this went back. This went on and on, back and forth for over an hour. for over an hour. What's up, Adventure? This went over for an hour, and I'm getting so aggravated. I'm frustrated. I'm in a funky kind of mood anyway. It's just, I'm missing my boy. It's just bad. It's like, man, you know what? Forget it. I'm done with this crap, man. I'm done, man. It's just too much. It was overwhelming. It was just too much. And all of a sudden she comes back and she says, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. Everything's in good standing. I had to check and make sure you hadn't violated any community standards and blah, blah, blah. This went on and on and on and on. And she said, I have unlocked and I have unpaused your membership. Everything's good to go. Your channel is free and clear, blah, blah, blah. You can continue business as normal. We know it's very important as creators. We thank for you for to be the creator and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, okay, great. And she said, is there anything else? And I said, yes, I want to do, what about a giveaway, a free giveaway? You know, how can I do that or whatever? And she's answering, and all of a sudden, bam, the damn connection got lost. Just like that. So I got half of the objective finished last night. And I said, are you serious? Well, at least I got the stuff unlocked. And I said, well, I'll go live tomorrow at 12. Maybe the guys will pop on. I did post it in the, well, it used to be community post, but I did post it in the post chat where they had sent me an email saying that your membership had been unpaused. I did screenshot that and post it to let everybody know. But I didn't find out about the sweepstakes, or the giveaway stuff. So I'm gonna wait a few days, and then I'm gonna try to find that that login thing. And I'm gonna ask them about that because I don't want to violate no rules. But she did give me some insight on the membership. So, and also Jonathan did too, because he's the one that brought it up to me. Said, hey, look, you can post stuff and members can see it first, and then you make it available to the public. And I said, okay. So I tried it, and it's great to have somebody to interact with me that lets me know feedback, because if I'm doing something and I don't know if it's working or not, then I'm not going to keep doing it, because I'm not going to waste my time or your time or any other time. So I did post some short reels, and I put members only, members all only, because I can pick gold, plus, and family. So there's 3 levels of membership. So I just picked all 3 of them. I put all, because I didn't know who was what, because I never looked into it and I never seen it. So I picked all, and I did 3 or 4 short reels. And then I did members only for the first 2 hours. And then after the first 2 hours, then it goes to public. And then Jonathan, I think Jonathan was on here, and I asked him, I said, hey, I done this. And I think Ray too. I said, hey, I done this. Did it pop up on your end? And if I remember correctly, I think Jonathan said, yeah, I seen it. Yeah, he seen it. And then, so basically what Google's telling me, the perks of members is it's more one-on-one with members. Now, I'll talk the ears off a billy goat. It don't matter to me. But I know sometimes our conversations get a little sideways, and we have to stay in community standards. So to my understanding, I can do a video, I can do live. I can do a live video, right? And just do members only, right? And the live video is members only. And I get to pick what level of members. So if, let's just say I got 10 members on there that we want to do tech support. And it's like, hey, look, we want to show you, we want you to show us how to set up a welder. So I'll go live, and those 10 people that are gold level members, and I'm not saying we're doing this, I'm just giving you an example. 10 gold level members, I would go live, and the only members, and then those members, let me just put it like this. Let's say Jonathan, JG, Ray, Big Fish, and Build on a Budget was gold members, okay? And they wanted, of course, they can't come here to the shop, but they wanted me to give a class, right, on showing how to set up a welder. I would go live. And just give that video available to gold level members only. I'd set up the camera. We would do like a 60-minute class session. I would show you how to set the welder up. We would do this. We'd do some welding. We'd do this. We talk to each other. I try to give you as much tangible information as I can give you so you can set up your welder. I can also invite somebody into the live. Let's say Jonathan is at his house or his garage or his shop or whatever, and he has a welder too, and he's having trouble setting up his welder. I can bring Jonathan in. To the live. So now I'm on live, Jonathan's on live. We're all looking at Jonathan's welder, and we're all working together trying to decipher what he's doing wrong or what he's doing right or which way he needs to go. So that is how I seen it. That's how I see it. Now, I'm not sure if that's how it works 100%, but that's the way it was explained to me, and that makes sense. So, for example, I love teaching. I love doing stuff. Yeah, so I love teaching. And the other day when I was doing the textbook stuff and I was teaching out of the textbook, it just wasn't gaining no traction. So I just stopped doing it. But, I mean, it ain't nothing for me to set up my camera, set my phone up, set my camera up, get the welders up, and get everything, and let's do a class. We can do a virtual class. Well, Scoot, it just popped up, big dog, and I greatly appreciate that. So, Scoot's figured it out. So, it's 99 cents, $1.99, and $9.99. Well, I appreciate that clarification. So, like I said, I had to download the studio app, and I'm learning, going through, because everything I'm doing is on my phone. So, I don't have a laptop. I don't have a Mac Pro. I need to get one because there's different things that you can see on a desktop versus the app. But we're all learning together, and I'm excited about it, and it actually gets me out of the funk that I'm in because I love interacting with people. And what people don't understand is being isolated in a shop by yourself, solo. Being in a shop solo by yourself and not interacting with other people is detrimental. I mean, it is. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, it's just detrimental. I think that's why there's so many YouTubers on YouTube for interaction, because I haven't taught school in probably over a year, maybe 2 years, because the numbers are down and I went to part-time and I'm just on a floater schedule. And I don't work at no shop, so I'm here by myself. And then somebody says, why don't you hire somebody? Well, I tried to hire somebody one time, and I won't get into the logistics of it, but I was paying them really, really good. And it was good when it was good, but then it went bad when it went bad. And I learned my lesson, and I lost a lot of money. I stuck my neck out for this person, and that's why I don't give referrals to people. So like when people call me and say, hey, you know so-and-so, he put you down as a referral. Well, first of all, if you're going to put somebody down as a referral, you need to check with that person before you put that person down as a referral. Just don't put somebody down as a referral to blindside them, because that's unprofessional. So, this guy one time put me down as a referral, and he was asking me, you know, how he was, and I said, well, I've never had no problems with him. This was years ago. What's up, Ray? This was years ago. And it just didn't work out, and then that person held my recommendation against me, because I said, yeah, that person's good. And then they went in there and they was just terrible. It was just terrible. You know what I mean? So it looked bad on me. So I don't give referrals. I don't give referrals. If somebody says, hey man, blah, I just don't do it. I just don't do it. But then again, you got to look at it. The point, if I'm working with somebody and we're working together, and then 10 years down the road, there's a lot of things that can happen in 10 years between this person and this person, you know. Oh, hey, Scoot, I appreciate it. What's up, Ray? You should get it in the next couple of days, Scoot. I mean, Big Fish got his. Now, let's say Big Fish is in Virginia. 87 SS is in Virginia. Ray's in Virginia. I don't know if they three got theirs. We have no idea. We have no idea about Adventure. We don't know if his stuff has even made it to customs yet. And so you should get your stuff. You should get your stuff today, I would think. Delaware. I'm sorry. That's right. Y'all got cream corn ice cream up there. I can't forget. Cream corn ice cream. Jonathan's in Georgia, so his came today. I know you're in Cali. I know you in Cali, Scoot. So you should get yours today. It said 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days. So you should get it today. Back to the referral. You don't never know how somebody's going to act. You don't know what stuff. For example, before my son died, man, I was always on the road. I was working. I worked at Petty's. I worked at 2 colleges. I worked in my shop. I duck hunt religiously. I mean, I'm in the woods. I'm doing this. I mean, I was go. And then when Owen died, it was like a kick in the teeth. And I just quit everything for like a year. I didn't do anything. And then my OCD and ADHD, I mean, like some days I get out here in the shop, I'm going to be honest with you. I got bad days just like everybody else. Some days I get here in the shop and I don't feel like doing anything. And then I just kind of turn the radio up. Like right now, there's nobody here. Like there's nobody here but me. There's nobody here on the property but me. So I'll turn the radio up real loud. I'll just, what am I feeling? 60s music, 60s jazz, 70s R&B, 80s rock and roll. You know, try not to play, well, I play a little bit of country. Then we go to alternative rock, and then I'll go to some 70, 80, 90 hip hop. I mean, then I go I'm all over the place. You know what I mean? I'm all over the place. And it's just how I feel that day. Yes, Scoot. Yes, Scoot. Ray's got cream corn ice cream, baby. That's what we talked about an hour. Look, one day we talked for like an hour and a half on damn ice cream. I don't even know how we got on ice cream, but we got to talking about ice cream. And Ray said he had some cream corn ice cream. And I'm like, what? I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I was about to die. Cream corn ice cream. He said cream corn ice cream. And then I thought he was going to tell me they had daggone meatloaf popsicles and meatloaf popsicles and dang frozen mashed potatoes slushies or something. I don't know. San Jose. San Jose. Well, I know you said you was driving, Scoot. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. So, but yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that got unlocked. Like, I have to go back to Australia at the end of the year. Man, that's cool, man. Well, I mean, okay. Yeah, man, I'd love to go to Australia, man. I'd love to go to Australia. I'd love to go to Australia. But there's a lot of other stuff that they unlocked too. So I was looking this morning, and they've unlocked like partnership with brands for companies to brand. Like Man, it's a lot of work, a lot of stuff. I was reading. So basically, it says, would you like to give us permission to search for brands, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hell yeah, why not? Just hit it. Well, then it took forever, and then it come back and it says, there's currently no brands, but we are so the AI basically said, we are now looking for brands that will meet the criteria of your channel and your subscribers to partner you with, affiliate with brands. So I have no idea what the hell that's talking about. Cool. I was raised in Sacramento, moved. Dude, the card game don't. Hold on a second. Dude, the card game don't play. Oh, it took me a minute. What you was talking about, Jonathan. Oh yeah, man, they got some crazy stuff down there, man. I be watching some of some of them people down there that's building cars and stuff, man. That stuff is crazy, man. Like crazy, crazy, crazy. Cool. I was raised in Sacramento. I lived in Coronado in I went to Chicago in '96. Left Chicago late '96. Moved to Coronado. Stayed in Coronado until, well, and for a pretty good while, but then went all over places and came back. But yeah. Yep. Yeah, California. So in 96, like around Christmas, I was in California, and everybody that I met, they was like, man, you talk way too fast. You need to slow down. You talk, man, I can't even keep up what you're talking about, man. Where you from? And I was like, what? And he's like, man, you talk way too fast. And it's like, man, you need to slow down, man. Why are you in such a hurry, man? Just calm down, dog. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? Just take it easy, my man. Take it easy. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it's like, man, you just talk way too fast, dog. Man, just take it all in. And I'm like, man, y'all stuck in neutral out here, man. Just stuck in neutral. Yeah, my man. Yeah. And then one of my buddies lived in Bell Gardens, and same way. I'd meet people, man, and I'd keep my mouth shut. I'd keep my mouth shut, and then they'd start talking, and then I start talking, and everybody start looking at me and like, man, where in the hell's he from? He got this twang to him, man, and he talks like really, really, really fast. And that one guy said, man, how fast can you talk? I was like, dude, this is how I talk all the time. Ain't nothing changed. This is what it is. And he's like, man, you always talk that fast. I was like, yeah. He's like, hey, man, you always talk that fast. I was like, yeah, man. He's like, why are you in such a hurry, dog? Take it easy, man. Just relax, man. Hey, man, you want a little bit of this Juby? No, man, I'm good, dog. I'm good. You good. Just keep doing what you're doing. So, but yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that everything got unlocked. So I appreciate all the birthday wishes yesterday. The ones that commented, sent me messages, commented in the post. I really appreciate that. It was bittersweet. We had a little bit of thing. We had a little private thing last night, me and my boys and the wife, and you can't help for getting emotional because I'm one son less. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it just get a little bit of personal. So a little bit of emotional. I got 3 sons, and I'll always have 3 sons. But I only got 2 sons here with me, but I'll always have 3 sons. So my 2 big boys, my oldest boy's 20. He's in college. My middle boy, he'll be 17 this year. He's in pre-college. He's in college at 17. Been in college since he was 16. And then Owen, he would be in middle school. He would be 12. So, and it's rough, man. It's rough. Yeah. I got some pictures of me and my big boys together, and I probably won't share that because it's I try to keep. They have no social media platform, none whatsoever, none. They don't have they have phones, but they didn't get phones until probably maybe a year or two ago. And the only reason why they got phones is because they rode the school bus 45 minutes up the interstate to get to school because they don't go to school here. They go to a different school, and they go to a charter school. So they own the school bus for like 45 minutes to get to school. And I just had to know where they're at. You know what I mean? GPS. I just had to know where they're at. And they needed a way to communicate with me if something broke. If the bus broke down, they're not sitting on the side of the interstate waiting on somebody. I'm coming to get them. And it's been times that the bus has broke down and they text me and say, "Hey, Dad, the bus is broke." And I say, "Well, I'm on my way," and I shut the shop down, get in the truck, up the interstate, pull over, and, talk to the bus driver. She's like, "Well, we got somebody coming." I was like, "Well, them are my kids. They're coming with me." "Well, I can't really let you have them." I said, "Well, you better call somebody because they're not sitting on the side of the interstate. Ain't happening. For a daggone big truck to run off the road and just wipe them out, ain't happening. You better call the principal. You better call the board of trustees. You better call somebody. They getting on the school. They getting on the bus with me. They going with me. I'm taking them to school." So that's why. But they're not on social media platform. I mean, they're on YouTube. They have access to YouTube, but they don't have a YouTube channel. They're on YouTube because they're big in gamers. They're big gamers, and a lot of other stuff too, computer programming, control, just a lot of stuff like that. My middle son, and I'm not saying this because he's my kid. I'm saying this: the son of guns is smart. I mean, like super, like insanely, like stupid smart, like so smart that you got book smarts, and then you got common sense, and then you got like, where in the hell did you come from smarts. That's where they're at. I mean, my middle boy's got like a 5.2 GPA, and my oldest son, he's got like almost a 5 GPA. My middle son can play the piano. Well, he plays a bunch of shit. Piano, violin, keyboard. He just plays a lot of stuff. He wanted to take French, but they wouldn't give him French. So what did he do? He taught himself French. They told him he had to take this other language, and I told him that he needed to take Chinese. I was laughing with him. I said, "You need to take Chinese." So he wanted. So he taught himself how to teach. He taught himself how to speak French, and he changed everything in his phone to French. Everything. Then he speaks Korean. Because there's this girl in orchestra that he's in. He's in advanced orchestra. There's this girl in there. I swear up and down she's his girlfriend, but he says, "We're just friends," right? Boy, I bet that sounds weird. I bet that right there is a hoot. That right there is probably better than the yeehaw. Australian with Australian accent with Chinese verbiage. That right there is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You wouldn't be able to blend in with them. You'd be stuck out like a sore thumb. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to blend in like Waldo. Oh, me. Yeah, you'd look like a marshmallow on a daggone barbecue fire. So, the little joker. That's funny. So he's super smart. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Text me. Scoot, text me. Look, I won't even answer it. Voice text me. I promise you. texts me, Scoot, look here. Look, I'm telling you right now. Voice text me, you talking in Chinese with an Australian accent. Yes, please. Yes, please. Let's please. What's up, Roy? Yeah, and yeah, my boys, yeah, go full tilt. Full tilt. My boys are my life, right? When I used to race four-wheelers, used to drag race, street race, run strip clubs up and down the thing. I've drunk enough alcohol I could fill this building up 10,000 folds up. I mean, never did no drugs except drinking, chasing women, up and down the road, just spending money hand over fist, racing, just craziness, But when the wife got pregnant with Owen, when the wife got pregnant with Nathan, it was over. Sold all my racing stuff. Made a commitment that before I was a certain age, I'd be bought a house or build a house, paid off. Just went full tilt. Just quit hanging around all my party buddies. I mean, literally, it's like flipping a light switch. And they disowned me. They said, "Oh, you too good. You blah, blah, you good. You think you better than us." No, my life changed, man. It's just my perspective of life has changed. And that's it. I mean, when my oldest boy went to school, and I took him to school, this is God as my witness. I sat in the parking lot all day long. When he went to pre-K, I sat in the parking lot. Now, I'm the only one that works. Still to this day, I sat in the parking lot all day long. The principal of school used to be my social studies teacher in high school. And when she said, "Oh my God," I said, this is my life right here. I can't even say it. I don't even want to say it out loud because I don't want to get flagged. I said, if you need me, Miss Kennedy, I'll be in the parking lot. She said, "He's fine." I said, "I'll be in the parking lot. I'll be sitting in that black truck right there." And I sat in the parking lot all day long. School ain't 5 minutes from my house. I sat in the parking lot all day long. Because if they'd have called me and said, "Hey, there's something wrong with Nathan. He wants to go home," I'm here. Yeah. So a lot of people, and especially now, losing Owen, I see people post texts and stuff like that. "Oh man, I'm glad I got rid of my kids this weekend. I get a free weekend. I get some me time." No, asshole, you don't get no free time. Be careful what you ask for. You might get unlimited free time. Best believe that. Because I promise you, your babies are going to be grown. And then you're going to be like, where they at? I mean, my oldest boy is 19. He's 20. He just turned 20 last month. I told him he can stay here as long as he wants to. I don't care. He can stay here as long as he wants. If he wants to live here on the compound, I'll go out here on the end of the property and I'll build him a little special house. I'll build him a tiny house. He ain't got to go nowhere. He can stay right here. He's already been offered jobs making 46. One place offered him $48 an hour to do programming R&D cleanup, basically to make sure other people wasn't messing up their job, and they're going to pay him $48 an hour to do computer work, and they said he could work remotely if he wanted to. Or he could come in a couple days a week at the facility and they would give him an office. The boy ain't got no bills. He ain't got no bills. So you think about it. He's 20 years old. He's 20 years old and they've already offered him a job, $50 an hour. But I told him, I said, you got to work around your school because he got a scholarship, because his grades. So he's got a full ride at college, full ride for 4 years to get his stuff at school. He's in Hans computer network control, animation, blah, 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 big word like mayonnaise, A, B, C, D, E, G. It's huge. He does machining parts. They make stuff like this. They make all kinds of stuff. So I told him, you know, if you want to work part-time for somebody, that's fine. You can work part-time for somebody. That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. But you ain't quitting. You ain't not quitting school. Ain't happening. Because see, what happens, me being an instructor at the school, I see what happens. People that pay out of pocket, well, let me put it this way. People that go to school and then they go to work and get on-job training, they get in there and they start making some money. And once they start making some money, it's like, oh, you know what? I don't need to finish school. And not everybody needs to go to college. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you need to educate yourself, right? And I'm not saying going in debt neither of educating yourself, because that's community colleges. There's nothing wrong with community colleges. There is nothing wrong with community colleges. There is nothing wrong with community college. If you really want to flip the script, go to a community college, get all your credits for your degree, all of them except one. Then transfer to like a big Ivy League school, Harvard, Yale, which they're garbage anyway. Transfer to Duke University, UNC Chapel Hill, University of Sacramento, wherever, to a big college. It don't matter. And take that last class, have all your college transfers, transfer to that class, and graduate the university that everybody thinks you got to be suited and booted for, and you're standing there, and they're like, where'd you go to school at? I went to Randolph Community College, and I got this degree in this right here. Oh, okay. Where'd you go to school? I went to Harvard, and I graduated. We're going to hire you because you went to Harvard. That son gun didn't go to Harvard. He went to community colleges and just jumped at the end. Look, competition is great, right? You know, competition is what makes us do whatever. But let me put it to you like this. I was telling my boys, I said, look, you do the best you can, because they're super competitive with themselves and others. I said, you do the best you can on how you can do stuff. I said, but let me put it to you at the end of the day. All right? Let me put it to you at the end of the day. If I'm standing here with a degree from a university and it says an associate's in computer networking, I got a 2-year degree, right? And the man beside you has the same degree. This man had a 4.0 GPA. This man had a 2.5 GPA. Guess what? They got the same damn degree. It's on the same piece of paper. This one's got a 4.0, one's got a 2.0. Now you're going to say, well, Jay, if somebody's got a better GPA, that means they're smart. Yes and no. I will say this. Teaching in the automotive industry, I found out that some people have very good book smarts and suck in the shop. And then I found people that worked in the shop did really, really good, but sucked at the book. So in automotive, they rewrote the script where your lab grade is 60% of your grade, and then it breaks it on down. So what I would do is you'd take somebody that was really, really good out in the shop and then put them with somebody that's really, really bad in the shop. So you got two people together. So therefore, they feed off each other and they help each other. So if you got one person that's strong out in the labs, out in the shop, and you got the other person that's really good on book work, but they suck in the shop, you put those two together and tell them that they're partners for the whole 16 weeks. And they're supposed to help each other out in the shop and in the book. And what that does is maybe the way I teach stuff, it don't click for somebody. But maybe if you get with somebody that's beside you, maybe they have a different approach, right? And maybe that light bulb will go off and you're like, oh, I get it. As long as you get it, it don't matter how you get it as long as you get it. That's what I tell them. What's 5 plus 4? What's 6 plus 3? What's 8 plus 1? What's 10 minus 1? What all that have in common? 9. It don't matter how you get there, baby, as long as you get there. As long as you follow the basic orders of operation, it don't matter how you get there. So if you take and put two alphas together, then those two alphas are not going to learn from each other. You know why? Because This is an alpha, and this is an alpha, and those alphas are not going to, they're going to like, yeah, okay, man, I'm doing it my own way. But if you take an alpha or somebody that's, I don't want to say higher up, but just say better on this side, and this person is better where this person's weak, and this person's better in this section, but weak in this section. This person is strong in this section, but weak in that section. You basically take those two people and you merge them together, and now they're one. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But anyways, man, we went from being on here for like 10 minutes to being on here for like 70 minutes. Let me catch up and see what y'all talking about. Hold on a second. I have a 20. You got a whole bag of Skittles, Jonathan. Give me a job. I applied for 5 and no one hired me. Well, that has your age. What's your age? What's your age got to do with it? Adventure. I'm back. Changed my profile. Scoop. What was that? Blah blah blah. I see. Blah blah blah. Last month. Who speaks Chinese? Blah blah. All right. Well, that explains a lot. I knew you were young, but I didn't know you were that young. I couldn't give you a job anyway. You probably don't even have a passport. Yeah, you couldn't get a job here. All right, boys and girls. 16 and always here. Yeah, he's always here, ain't he? He's always here. Why ain't you in school? Wait a second. He ain't in school. It's dark time. It's 8 o'clock there. It's bedtime. It's supper time for him. It's 1 o'clock here, so it's 8 o'clock there. So they're 7 hours ahead. He's fixing to be in the future. Remember when we talked about that other minute? He's in the future. He's about to be in the future. Hey, just in a few minutes, he's going to be in Wednesday. And we're going to be still stuck in Tuesday. Maybe we need to call him for advice. What happened Tuesday night on his end so we can change our Tuesday night on our end. That makes sense? Woo, just don't go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, Yeah, Tom, yeah, future. Yeah, he's in the future. Yeah, Venture, I appreciate you. You always here, man. You always here. Yeah, you and the rest of the guys that are very frequent flyers. You guys are very supportive, and I greatly appreciate it. But back to what I was saying, I do have a passport. Been to Korea for... Well, how about that? You corrected me. He's been to Korea. So the thing about the membership, it's great. I'm gonna try to work with it and see how things go. And kind of just we'll play it by ear. And if it's working, then you guys tell me it's working. If it's not working, then I'll change up, because if it's not working, I'm not doing it. It's like pouring water in a bucket with no bottom. You ain't never getting nowhere. You're wasting time and energy. Don't do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if y'all got some ideas, what's up, Creasy? Creasy is another YouTuber. She's another YouTuber, contenter. They do all kinds of stuff over there. Juicing and face peels and all kinds of that stuff. If y'all are interested in that, go check it out. So, hey, I'm glad you on here. You see that I got my stuff unlocked. I finally got the pin. We're got the members. You see? Can you see on your end that the ones that's in colors, they unlocked them last night. There he is, 87 SS boy. What are you doing, big dog? Why ain't you been working? You ain't posted nothing in like 5 days, big dog. Man, you worked more when there was snow on the ground than it is now. You did more work when there was snow on the ground. My package will be here today. Yeah, 87. Man, you put more content out when there was snow on the ground. Now it's 72 degrees. Where you at, big dog? Where you at? Barbecuing, and you didn't even invite your boy. I can come to the barbecue. What you want me to bring? Some tater salad? Potato salad? What you want me to bring? Man, struggling. Yeah. He said the other night that his wife had him out in the streets. So he's probably recovering from that, is what he said. Oh, no. That's not good, big dog. You getting that took care of? Hey, did you get my message? I got your message last night, big fish. If you sent me another one, I hadn't got it because I got my phone in Do Not Disturb. 87, you taking care of that? I hope you're taking care of that. I hope you got some antibiotics. Hey, good old Portsmouth man right now, my son. Dude. Old Portsmouth Med. I know that place. Man, that's not good, man. I don't like it when babies are sick. When babies are sick, man, my anxiety goes through the roof, man. I'm going to tell you right now. When kids and tender age kids are sick, ooh, I'm getting upset right now. I can't take it, man. I can't take it. I can't take it. My anxiety be the same. My anxiety through the roof, man. I can't, man. People that got the crud and they go around hawking and cacking and spitting on people, just not washing their hands and just keeping poor hygiene and stuff like that. Yeah, look, man. This is what it don't get me. You know, people sick. People get sick and then they want to go visit people. And then people sick and they want to go to Walmart and finger freak everything in the store. Hacking and coughing and all that stuff. Just keep your damn sick ass at home. And then they take their kids and their kids are sick and then they send them to school. They put them on the school bus. And if they running a fever, if you're running a fever, hey, Scoot, I appreciate it, buddy. Be safe. I'll get with you later. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. If you're running a fever, you're contagious. And then after you run a fever, you can still contagious for like 10 days. I don't care what the hell you got. Stomach bug, sinus infection, the croup. I don't care what you got. Stay your ass at home. But no, what they do is they put them youngins on that school bus and then they hacking and coughing and just eyes all got fever in them and snotty ass nose. And now they done wipe their boogers on everybody on the school bus. And then they get to school and then the nurse goes, "What's wrong with you?" "I don't feel good." And then they, you're going to have to come get your kid. And then you at work and you're like, "I can't be dealing with this right now. I'm at work. I got to go get it." Well, let me tell you what you did. Let me tell you what you did. Boy, I tell you what, this gets my crawl. Let me tell you what you did. You just sent irresponsible. You knew your kid was sick. You knew your kid was sick. And you put them on the school bus anyway. Right? You knew they were sick and you put them on the school bus. Irresponsible, inconsiderate, self-serving, selfish sack of, oh boy, I tell you what, big dog. I'm telling you. Now you got all these other kids sick. You got teachers sick, you got school bus sick, you got everybody sick. And you still miss work. Now you're pissed off and you mad. Now you mad because you got to get off work to go get your kid. Now you're going to take your anger and your frustration out on a child. Now you're going to go, "I can't believe I had to get off work. Your ass is sick, blah, 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 blah." Okay? You're arguing with a child. You're the adult. You are the adult. You're the one in charge. You're like, "Baby, you sick today. That's all right. Hey, boss man, my baby's sick. My kid's sick, man. I ain't gonna make it today." Well, I know y'all gotta hurry up and get them biscuits made, but I'm telling you, them Bojangle biscuits, y'all can get somebody else to make them. Yep, I gotta take care of my baby. Yep. Well, if you're gonna fire me, that's all right. I'm gonna pull that unemployment. I'm just gonna let you know I'm gonna contest it. I gotta take care of my baby. I gotta go. Hey. And then they get all mouthy with you, and then you know what you say? Hey, listen. Shh, listen. I want you to listen. Listen, boss man. Boss man, you listening? Yeah, I'm listening. Hey, what's got two fuzzy nuts and goes click? That's what you do, man. That's what you do. That's what you do. You take care of them babies. I promise you. Oh, that gets me so mad. And then you want to take it out on the youngin. The youngin ain't, it's not the youngin they fault. It's not the youngin's fault they got sick. But you, irresponsible, just sent your kid to daycare, preschool, kindergarten, middle school, whatever, and they sick. Keep their ass at home. Don't go visit nobody. Don't take them to your grandma. Hey, grandma, can you watch my kid? He's sick. You took it to your damn grandma. She's 70, 80 years old. What's wrong with you? You stupid? Oh, my goodness. YouTube, don't block me for this video. I promise you. I promise you. Man, what's wrong with you, man? I can't stand it. But, dude, God, I can't stand it. Be at Walmart. Sitting there in the checkout line. Young'un be sitting there, fever in their eyes, man. You can see the fever in their eye, and you just see the pain. And you sitting there, whatever. They ain't got no jacket on. It's cold outside. Snotty nose, boogers all the way across them. Nose is red so bad. Lips is chapped out of their damn world. Looks like that little cartoon character on SpongeBob. Lips just crystal, snotty nose, got fever in their eye, whatever. And they just sitting here with no sweat, no shirt, just a shirt, no jacket, no nothing, just whatever. And you look over there and the mom and daddy got all bundled up like suited booty, like they're fitting to go to the damn Snowman Amps to go snow skiing or something. And they're youngin' over here in a daggone t-shirt. Oh my God. I tell you what, man, just want me just, ugh! You knew it was cold. You knew it was cold when you wrapped your fat ass up in all them clothes to go outside and you put that baby out there with no clothes on. That is what I have a problem with. That's what I struggle with every single day. Every single day. Every single day. My kids is my life. There is nothing on this planet that I love more than my kids. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. You can do whatever you want to me. You can call me whatever. You can call me dumb. You can call me stupid. You can talk trash about me. You can tell me I'm whatever you want to. You can say whatever you want about me, and that's okay. Jay can take it. But you say something about my youngins, my kids, or you hurt my kids, I'll rip your damn soul straight out your body. You won't even have to worry about the Grim Reaper taking it. I'll take it for you. I promise you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. 87, you get some antibiotics today. You go home, you gargle your throat out with some daggone salt water. You gargle. You wash everything. And I know you already know, but I'm going to say it. You wipe everything down. You get everything clean. If you got a dishwasher, dishwash every daggone thing. Put a little Clorox in it and a little bit of vinegar. You dishwash everything. You wipe everything down. You wipe everything. I'm outside with a C10 though. That's okay. Hey, that's okay. Hey, you wash everything down. You get some daggone Clorox wipes. You wipe everything down. You wipe everything. I mean, man, you do a full tilt CIA sweep down on your crib. I mean, everything, baby. Everything. You wipe everything down. The car, everything. You wipe it all down. Door handles, gear shifters. I mean, everything. Everything. You wipe it all down. Wash your clothes, your bed sheets, everything. I mean, wipe it down like the CIA had to come in and put some daggone, get rid of it. Oh, God, man, I swear. Yeah. Because that shit right there, strep, is super high, super contagious. And I tell you something else that's going around. It's going around down here. That's the norovirus. Norovirus is going around too. And that I promise you, I got firsthand experience of that. It's no good. So Yeah, if I knew your number, 87, I was gonna text you and holler at you and say, "Where you at, boy? Where you at, my boy?" Yeah, yeah. Where you at? Because you've been dormant for about 4 days, and I look every day, see if you post anything. So we just keep going back to build on a budget. Yeah, stomach flu, stomach bug. See, man, I'm telling you, knock on wood, I don't get sick. And I think it's because I'm out here in the shop all the time, and yeah, I'm fortunate. But then again, I also say if I ever do get sick, it's probably gonna be something so bad it's gonna put Jay out. Yeah, Bill, I tell you what, boy, he's flat rolling, man. He's rolling. He got the fire in that belly, boy. He rolling. I get like that too. I got a lot of stuff I got going on here too, but I don't post everything. There's some stuff I can't even post. Like there's some stuff I got an NDA. Like this motorcycle parts, I can only post certain parts of it because I got an NDA agreement, non-disclosure agreement. But just I did a donk a few years back that I wish I could have posted pictures, but I signed the NDA non-disclosure agreement on it, and it went down to ATL and just got a lot of heat off that thing, but nobody knew where it got painted at because they wanted to be top secret. That's okay, man. I remember, working at Petty's, man. I mean, I've signed $4 million non-disclosure agreements. I mean, usually the people in the background that does all the hard work, they don't ever get recognized for it. It's the people that's footing the bill. That's the ones that get the fame and fortune of it. Is the person that's out front. That's the front man, the front running man or woman. They the one that gets paid the big money. The people that actually done it in the background, that actually done all the building and the design and all that, they never get the credit they deserve. And I feel like that sometimes, but built is flat ass rolling. You still can't talk about it? I can now. Because it's been done. So it did. Can we both go live? Can you go live, Jonathan? So what we'll do is I'm gonna try to. I got to get some color on these parts because it's going on 1:30 here, and I'm right there at that hot point of the day. So this is what we'll do. I can talk about it, Roy. I'll talk about it this afternoon. You can 69, but he has to send a link to join. All right. So Jonathan. So this is what we'll do. I'll go live again this afternoon since we don't have. Whoever put the money up should be the ones. Whoever puts the money should be the ones that gets the attention. You want the attention, foot the bill. What's up, Dan? I agree with you, but I also disagree with you. So, I agree and disagree. Now, these non-disclosure agreements, while the build was going on, could not discuss nothing, couldn't take no pictures, couldn't do nothing. But when it got unveiled at SEMA, I'm standing right there with the CEO and the owner that foot the bill to build it and got recognition that way. Say, hey, look, this is who did the paint and body work, and I'm standing there next to the people that foot the bill and designed it. Yes. So, okay, hold on. JJ, if you want to go live together, then hit the advanced setting before you go to start. Okay, all right, I'll try that out this afternoon. So back to Dan. So, look, just because you drew a rendering, all right, let me show you this right here. Let me show you this. Hold tight. Just hold up. Don't go nowhere. Let me show you something. So this is my rendering. This is my rendering of my dually, right? I'm building this dually, okay? Right? So let's put it to you like this. Let me put it in my situation, right? I disagree. Who is putting the money up should be let the ones know. That is right. That's where I'm getting at, Bill. That's where I'm getting at, Big Fish. So this is how I feel about it. I work for Petty's Garage, and they would get contract to build vehicles, right? And then they would have the guy down the hill draw the rendering. Take all the risk. If you foot the bill, then you carry all the risk. With all the risk comes reward. Totally agree. I build Hunter. I Dan, I'm not disagreeing with you, but this is what I'm saying. If I come the way it worked when I worked at Petty's, and we done big corporate builds for SEMA and stuff like that. What I'm saying is I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement where we couldn't talk about it. Shut up! Until the very end. And then when we went to SEMA and they unveiled it at Apex and stuff, they unveiled the car. Now it's out for the public because they didn't want nobody to know. And they said, here's the car that we built. This is the CEO of the company, Molly Aftermarket Performance. It was their build. And the person that built this car, that done all the labor on this car, is this guy. He's the one that done all this. But we done it at Richard Petty's shop. So everybody got recognition for it. You see what I'm saying? I understand that. I won't sign the NDA. I gladly disclose anyone who works for me or not. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, the NDA was released because now it's at SEMA and it's unveiled. That's what I'm saying. So let's put it in this perspective. Let's say this truck right here, I'm building this truck. This is my render. Level cross, and level cross. You familiar with the area? So let's say I'm building this, right? But I take this rendering, let's say I take this rendering to Iron Resurrection, or I take it to Kevin, or I take it to Dave at Ken Diggett or something, and I say, oh, you're not far from me. You're in the barbecue town. You're not far from me. You're about 45 minutes from me. Let's say I go to any shop in the United States and say, I want y'all to build me this truck. But by building this truck, y'all going to have to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. I don't want no social media platform to build this truck until it's over. And then when it's over and we unveil this truck, then I want everybody that built this truck to be here so I can say, hey, this is my vision. Here's my paper. They built it. They built my dream. That's what I'm talking about. The other incidents where I'm talking about, the NDA that I signed when I done that donk for Atlanta, it was non-ending, meaning I could never say anything that I built the car because they didn't want nobody to know where they done their car. And it is what it is. So a non-disclosure agreement that's what I'm talking about. So I will build stuff. Once I build stuff, if you have me sign an NDA agreement, there's got to be some rules to it, right? I'm gonna have to post it because that's how I get my social media platform. I post it. But there's some things that people don't want me to post because from certain reasons or whatever, blah, 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 whatever. Then you definitely not far from me then. You like 25 minutes, 30 minutes from me. So this right here, this is my dually that I'm building just as soon as I get through building my son's truck. This truck right here will have a 12-valve twin-turbo Cummins in it with a 6-speed. I understand what you are saying. I'm trying to give anyone I work. Okay, let me see. I understand what you are saying. I try to give anyone I work their... Agreed. I don't disagree with that. So I was a partner doing a 70 Superbird. 80. I did a. I'm in North Carolina. Jimmy, I'm in North Carolina. Dan, I did a 70 Superbird vitamin C car. It was an original car. Signed a non-disclosure agreement. Well, I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement because I worked at Petty's, but there was some stuff that you couldn't post, whatever, blah, blah, blah. When that car was done, that car went to Mopar, and they scored that car like 90, 97, 98 out of 100, right? Then when they had the photo shoot of the car, the two guys that own the car from New Jersey up north, they come down, two twins, super great guys. They come up there to the shop and they said, didn't you work on this car? I said, yes, sir, sure did. He said, I need you to come down here to the bottom. I said, okay. So we go down there. They had this photo shoot. Same here in Statesville for me. You. Hey, Jimmy, I appreciate it, buddy. Statesville. I know where that's at, too. So back to the vitamin C card. Back to the Superbird. So I got pictures of this. Yes, that's nice. Yeah, so we get down there and they getting to do the photo shoot and they got everybody there. They got the magazines, they got this, they got, it's all just whatever, I'm down there with a t-shirt with the sleeves cut off of it, Bondo or filler dust all over me, whatever you want to call it. I'm standing there like this right here waiting to see what's going on. They do the photo shoot with Richard and the owners and this and that and just whatever, it's just all suit and ties and politics stuff. And then when the Potosa brothers, he said, hey, come here. I said, what's up? They was from up north. So, and I said, what's up? And he's like, come here. He's like, you worked on this car, didn't you? And I said, yes, sir. Me and that guy right there. We did all the metal work, the body work. We did every bit of it. He painted it, and then we cut and buffed it. So basically, yeah. And we had thousands and thousands of hours on this car, thousands of hours. He's like, here you go. And he handed me this Sharpie, and I was like, what do you want me to do with this? And he's like, you worked on it, right? And I said, yes, sir, I sure did. He said, sign it. And I said, sign what? He said, sign underneath the deck lid. So Richard Petty signed inside the deck lid. They took a picture. I signed right underneath Richard's name, put the date. They took a picture. The other guy that worked on it, he signed under the deck lid, dated it, they took a picture of it. The guy that painted it, he signed it, they took a picture and dated it. And then we all stood there together, all of us, Richard, the brothers, and they took a picture of that car. That car appraised for $2.9 million. And I'm like, I just signed it underneath the deck lid beside RP. I looked at Richard, I looked at RP, and I said, what do you think about that, buddy? I said, I think the price of that thing just went down. He said, okay, buddy. So, listen. I don't know if y'all can hear that. When I was younger, he did the Prime Star to DirecTV conversion. Yeah. So, look. Yeah, see, he my buddy. Just went Christmas dinners, events. Yeah, he's my buddy. He's my buddy. Well, boys and girls, I really appreciate every single one of you. But like I said, I got to, look, let me show you where the sun's at now. Look, when we started this video, it was behind that pine. Now she's right there. I got to get these parts epoxied and single staged. You do just paint. Wait, you do just paint. Richard Good Guy Hately. You do just paint. Richard Good Guy Hately passed. I don't. You do just paint, comma, Richard Good Guy, comma, Hately passed. Are you asking me, do I just do paint? Is that what you're asking me? Just paint the Superbird? Just the paint of the Superbird? No. We did. No. I'll put pictures of it in my post when I get done. I'll post pictures. No, we brought the car in. They brought the car in. We stripped it down to bare bones. It was an original Superbird. Richard showed me. He says, "Do you know how to tell a real Superbird from a clone?" And I said, "No." And he said, "You see right here under this package tray?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "All Superbirds started out as a satellite." And I said, "Okay." He said, "But they had to make 1,000 of them so we could race them on the track." So what they did is they just reskinned over the satellite. So a true Superbird that's never been molested has two package tray. Now this is what Richard told me now, and I think he would know. So you got the satellite package tray, and then you got the Superbird package tray over top of it because they just lapped it. So we did the metal work on it, did all the paint and body, suspension. Now the engine shop, they done the engine, but up there in the restoration shop, the only thing we were responsible for was metal work, paint and body, and cutting and buffing. That's what we were responsible for. It was me and two other guys in that department at that time. Also, did the Molly Camaro. So did all this, did all the paint. We did this car. They brought this car to us, and it was a turd. It was a shell. And in 34 like 35 days, we had that car ready to paint. I worked 16, 17 hours a day on that thing for we worked 17-hour days on that thing for like 30 days straight. And then we done the paint. That car had 335s on the back, had a LS7, had a 6-speed manual. I got all these videos of me and Richard laying out the stripes. Okay, look right there. You see that right there? Screenshot that. Screenshot that. That's my Facebook page, which is the same as that. So yeah. I got a wet sand buff. Doors back on car. Some jackass didn't know how to. Hey, my late father-in-law used to work. Hey, Jimmy, I'll say this. You never know what happens. You never know what goes on. You don't never know what happens with somebody else. So I got a wet sanded buff the back door on my car. Okay. I don't never criticize another man's work. I really don't. I started this car 20 years ago, and there's stuff on this car that I done 15 years ago that I'm like, why in the hell did I do that? I should change it, but I'm never going to change it because Freddie Carson told me one time, he's a good friend of mine. He told me, he said, don't change it, leave it like it is, because it tells a story on how far you've came from there to here. And it makes sense. I mean, there's some stuff, but yeah, you don't never know. I did this car. Yeah, this is my 54. Jonathan. Yeah. This is my 54. I've been working on this car for 20 years. It's got a 383 stroker in it, 142 cubic inch blower. Stuff like that. Yeah, somebody else told me I should do a vlog on that. But yeah, man, I got all kinds of stuff that Richard told me. There's stuff that I asked Richard there's stuff that I asked Richard. It's dirty. There's stuff that I've asked Richard. Hold on, let me turn this around. There's stuff that I asked Richard that people would look at me that's worked with him his whole life, and they look at me like I'm stupid, right? And for example, I'll tell you this, and then I got to go. So I asked Richard one time. They used to have lunch dinners. When there was a bunch of us there, they used to have dinners every first of the month. And he would sit there, and he'd just peck. He'd eat like a bird, and a lot of people don't know that he don't eat much. A lot of people don't know that Richard don't eat much. He just snacks all day. And the reason why is because that real bad wreck that he had years ago, he lost like 75% of his stomach. So his stomach's real small. So he's just constantly pecking like a bird all day long, right? And he loves ice cream, right? So we were sitting there one day and I asked him, I said, your hat? And he said, yeah. And he took his hat off, his cowboy hat, and he turned it around and it says real, you know, the real Stetson, blah, blah, blah hat, right? And I said, yeah. And he said, if you want one, they got them up there in the gift shop. And I said, yeah, but them ain't the real deal. I want the real deal, Lucille. And he says, well, you can't get this hat. Now, when he auctions off his hats, man, they go for like $15,000, $20,000. I've seen them at nights, at dinners, where his hat sold one night for like $25,000. And the guy that won it said, run it again. And they run it again, and it went for like 30 the next time. So one of Richard's hats sold for like $50K that night. But here's the story about his hat. So I asked him one day, and I'm going to leave with this one. So y'all stay with this one. And I'm going to go to the very end, and then I'm going to give Adventure his yeehaw. He loves the yeehaws. So stick with this story, and then I'll have another one later. So I asked Richard, I said, why did you start wearing a cowboy hat? And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, one day you just woke up and you wanted to wear a cowboy hat and glasses and belt buckles and Wrangler jeans and boots. Why? And this is what he told me. He looked at me and he pushed his hat up and he pulled his glasses down a little bit and he looked at me with that finger that's about that long. And he said, back when they started racing, everybody on the track, on the infield, looked the same. You couldn't pick nobody out from one person to the next. Everybody looked the same, right? Everybody looked the same. He said, so what he did was brand, B-R-A-N-D, brand. Started his own brand before he even knew what he was. So he started wearing cowboy hats, belt buckles, opal jewelry, because he loves opal jewelry, and he wore glasses. So when you look down the infield and you've seen all the drivers, Richard stood out because he's tall, skinny, lanky, whatever you want to call him. He's got this cowboy hat on. He's got these glasses. He's got this belt buckle that looks like a satellite dish. And he's got his cowboy boots on. He's got his Wrangler jeans that's pressed. So he stood out from everybody else. So when you went to the racetrack and you look, oh, there's Richard. There's RP. There's RP. There's RP. There's RP. He stood out. He didn't blend in. I said, well, that's cool. Well, what made you design, when you were making your hats, like you got your cowboy hat, right? Why do you put what you put on your hats? And everybody at the table here eating is like this. Everybody's listening. Now, you got people that's worked with Richard their whole life, been working with him 30 years, and has never asked this man this question. And he says, what do you mean? And I said, well, Richard, I'm just curious. I said, when you was designing your cowboy hats, now y'all stay with me now. When you was designing your cowboy hats, who makes your hat? And at the time, this was in 2018, he said that the lady that makes his hat is the same lady that's been making his hat since the very beginning in Texas or wherever they're at. She's the one that makes the hats. And not one hat is the same. He has multiple hats that are different. Now, he has his favorite hats, but they're not the same hats. So in his hat room at his house, he has hundreds of hats. That's why he auctions off a bunch of them, because he runs out of room. But not one hat is the same. So if you got this hat and you got this hat, they're not the same. They're decorated different. They got different stuff on them or whatever. So I said, I understand that. But when this lady's designing your hat, how did that conversation go when y'all all was sitting around the table? And he goes, he said, I don't understand, buddy. I said, well, let's see. She says, Mr. Richard, I got this cowboy hat here that I made. And I was thinking about putting some stuff on the front of it to stand out from the rest of the hats. Okay, go ahead. Well, over here in my bag, let me look over here. In my bag, I got some peacock feathers. I got a rattlesnake skin. I got some opals. I got these little feathers right here. Oh yeah, you gonna like this, Richard. And I'll do this video again. Oh, you like this? You gonna like this, Richard. I got some raccoon dicks. And he just looked at me. He just looked at me, took his glasses off, laid his glasses on the table. He looked at me and he shook his head. He looked at, God, what was that guy's name? He looked at Melv, the right across from him, and he just laughed. He laughed. And I said, what, RP? He said, buddy, you just won't do. And he gets up from the table and he puts his hands on my shoulder and he walks off. And everybody at the table is going, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like, what? And he's like, dude, are you crazy? And I'm like, what? He's like, man, you just say the weirdest shit. I'm like, what? He's like, raccoon dicks. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, are you crazy? Man, you have no filter. I was like, I say stuff that people, I said, look, man, I can't help it. You don't say what you feel. I'm going to say it. And the guys, look, everybody around here been with Richard since the 80s and racing. Been around him all the time and have never asked him that question. Never. I give it an extra credit on the end of the exam at the college because I teach in the Richard Petty Education Center. So out front in the lobby, there's all kinds of Richard Petty memorabilia out front. And I put the last question on the exam that's worth 100 points. Name me 3 items that's on Richard Petty's hat. 3 items. And they can't even answer it, right? Them guys is looking at me and says, raccoon dicks. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what are you talking about? So I pull my phone up. I Google it. I pull it up. I said, now everybody's going to do this when they get off the phone. I promise you. I said, you see that right there? You see that? You see that bone that looks like a chicken bone, like an elbow of a chicken bone that's on his hat and they crossed at the top like this? Matter of fact, he might have them on this hat right here. He does. You can barely see them. You can barely see them. There's one right there and there's one right there. And they said, yeah. I said, that's raccoon dicks. Raccoon peckers. And they said, are you serious? I said, yeah. A raccoon pecker is a bone, is a bone. And it has an end on it. Has a knuckle on it. And it comes out like that. And it is a long bone. Literally. A bone. And they just looked at me and he said, are you crazy? I said, no, man, I'm not. And they said, why? I said, well, here's my theory. I think Richard puts the raccoon pecker bones up there to pay homage to the moonshine because I think just about every one of his hats, if I'm not mistaken, has at least the raccoon pecker on it, the bone. That pays homage to the moonshining days. I said, have you ever watched the TV show Moonshiners? Or have you ever watched Popcorn Sutton? Have you ever watched that? Have you ever done that? Right? And the liquor comes out the worm and goes down like that. Right? And it comes in, comes back down, and they take that bone and they stick it in the pipe. So when the liquor comes out, it comes out and it turns and it goes in the jar so don't lose it. And they looked at me, every one of these guys, been with Richard for 35 years, they looking at me going, you have lost your ever-loving mind. I'm like, well, it's the damn truth. So about 3 or 4 days later goes by. The next week, I'm in the shop and I'm working, and Richard comes by and he comes in. And he comes by and he looks at me and he taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around and I stand up and I say, hey, Richard. And he said, he'd always pat me on the belly, and he said, buddy, you just won't do with you. And I said, no. I said, no. I said, we good? He says, I've never been asked that. Now, I'm sure he's been asked that now because I've been doing a lot of documentary on him here lately because, you know, he's getting up in some age. But this was years ago. And he looked at me and he says, you just won't do with you. And I said, no, they don't, no. And then he took his hat off and he turned around and he said, yeah. And I asked him, he said, what do you think? I said, this is what I told him. He said, all right, buddy. And he turned around and walked off. Man, I got a whole sack full of stories about me and RP. Well, boys and girls, I've been on here for 115 minutes. I appreciate every single one of you. Everybody that's new to the channel today, give Jay some love. Hit that subscribe button. Get those numbers up. The ones that are members to the channel, I'm going to try to do something a little special this afternoon. I'm going to send, hey, Jonathan, I'm going to send you an invite to see if we can go live together and split the screen and see how that works out. And everybody wants the daggone yeehaw. Let me get some yeehaw juice. All right, boys and girls. All right, remember what I said. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first. Let loose and drag. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I'm out.